another idea that's done way too many times. An original idea.
Oh, heck yeah.
You must have heard about Streamlabs' OBS.
Of course you have.
Because Streamlabs' OBS is really famous. You can use it to record media, you can use it to stream. I'm not gonna go in depth with Streamlabs' OBS. Now, I'm really familiar with that software and I really like it. But it takes a lot of CPU, which is unacceptable. No CPU usage is allowed. Now, I don't really like CPU usage because it slows down everything in the PC going on. And I have a laptop, so I don't really have a lot of GPU. So, the thing is, I needed an alternative. I went on a search. I found this thing called ice cream recorder, but I didn't really like it. It looked ugly. Now, Action. I came across Action. Now, Action is a editor. The editor is a audio slash video slash live streaming platform. There's a lot for one thing. And you can do a lot of things with this. You can set like FPS. I'm gonna run it on like 50 or 30. I'll go on why I like this so much and why you shouldn't buy this. There's many ways to get it for free, by the way. I'll give you reasons on why you should get this, on why you shouldn't, and why you should just stick with the OBS and why you shouldn't. And look, I'm not gonna, this video's not comparing Streamlabs OBS with Action. There's a couple of videos doing that. I initially had the idea to do that, but so many people have done it. So I'll just compare it because, well, why not? So let's just jump into it. Now the first part of this video is done. Now comes the second part, where I look at Action, I review it, I'll tell you what I think, and then we're gonna compare it with OBS Studio. Okay, now I've got Action booted up here. Now you can see that it's super smooth and stuff. I'll run it at 30 FPS, video size, like the normal one, which captures the whole thing. Yeah, I have everything system default. These are just my settings. You can go live from this after you have accounts like the LinKz, and you can record your audio. We're gonna test that in just a second. Now this is capture mode, which it basically just gives you screenshots. It's nothing special. This is something HTML. I don't give a shit. And this is your basic settings. We will test each of these features one by one. First, I want to start with the audio recording. I'm not gonna do a live stream recording because I don't want to test my live stream on this. And then we're gonna do a video recording. The video recording is gonna have a few steps in them. Now, video recording is gonna be game recording, basic stuff I'm doing in my desktop, and just trying each of the settings. I'm gonna go the lowest FPS it can go and the highest it can go. I'll try both of them and I'll see if it's kind of optimized. I've used this and it's fair to say it's kind of optimized, but let's go one by one. Audio. Now just to be sure, there's not a lot of audio things you can do with it. You can just record your audio. That's all it can do. It's not like Adobe Audition where it's gonna do cool stuff like edit your audio, put effects on them, denoise them. It's nothing like that. If you want a free one, there's a video I made, Audacity versus Audition, Adobe Audition. You can see who won. Link in the description or just search it up. Now, let's go with the audio recording right now. This is gonna be a test of the microphone from what is it called? Action. Oh, it's okay. It's not something special like that. You can't put any EQ, can't put anything. It's just record and you're done. I mean, it's just as straightforward as it gets. I would advise you to get Audacity. That's a good audio solution if you are into that thing. So I wouldn't recommend you use this. Now's the time for the video test. It does get a bit awkward, so I've given you a warning. Let's I think this is gonna be a test of the video recording. This is capped on 60 FPS and no problem at all. I guess I can just use some of my Photoshop edits. I really like using Photoshop. My most favorite pictures is just I don't know. That recording was awkward. I own that. Now, it's gonna be a gameplay test, and in this gameplay test, I will be running on 30 FPS, not 60. I will try it on 60. It won't work. I know, because my computer outputs on 60, and if I use all of the output for my video, I'll see nothing on my screen. It's just gonna be one still picture. So I'm gonna use 30 FPS because my game runs on 60. Running half should just not explode my PC is what I'm trying to say. I'll try to run it on 60, and I've also compared with Streamlabs' OBS. So this is gonna be a test of the gameplay recording. I didn't cap it on 30. I just forgot. So my chances of survival are very low because I have a stupid pistol on 9, on like level 9. So on my side, it's not going terrible. It's going okay. It's when I run Streamlabs, running on very low FPS. Ah shit! Kevin Gamer YTT. Are you Twitch TV too? Okay, now we are. No, that was a lag. A pure frame drop. Help me. Idiots, I don't have a gun. A proper one at least. I need. Oh shit. These people don't know how to play the game. We're dead. This doesn't give me my frame drops. You have to look over in the tabs, and yeah, it's kind of hard, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. It's kind of hard to monitor everything. So I don't know if my frames are dropping or not. I can only interpret that if my game is running terrible, which it isn't. But OBS just doesn't work like that. Your game's gonna run smooth. OBS is gonna record crap. Now, I'll explain the basics of FPS. Now, big boys, you know what FPS is. What FPS is, you can just skip like 10 to 15 seconds, I don't know. Now, FPS is frames per second. Now 60 FPS is 60 frames per second. Now what this means is in 1 second there's gonna be 60 frames, and frames you could see as a picture. 60 pictures in 1 second. Now if there's one picture that is same for about 2 to 3 pictures or frames is what I'm gonna call it now. That is known as a frame drop. If 2, 3, or 4 frames are the same, that means they're a frame drop. So just so you know. Now I'm gonna test the frame drops, how many they are in action. Now look, my game was running on 60 FPS and I was recording in 60 FPS because I was a stupid dumb idiot. I was supposed to set each to 30. I set OBS at 30, so it gives OBS a unfair advantage. But you'll see the results and be surprised as much as me too. And yeah, we're gonna count how many frames have dropped. Alright, so each of my arrow key strokes is gonna be 1 frame. So just let me demonstrate. Now I'm gonna press one of my arrow keys. You see, this is 1 frame. I can already see a couple of frames drop. Now each frame is supposed to be different, and if 1 frame is same, as I mentioned, it means it's a frame drop. So let's count 1 second, 60 frames, or 30 frames. Now this one is 60, so we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 1 frame drop, 4, 5, 6, another frame drop, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, another frame drop, 12, 13, 14, 15, another drop, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, another drop, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, another drop, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, oh, two frames in it, wait, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, another, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. Now in total, there are 15 frames dropped out of 60. Let's open calculator because I hate maths. So 15 minus 60 equals, so it's gonna be 45 frames. Now 45 frames and the audio is synced. You're not gonna notice a lot, so I'm gonna give this a pass because 20% of the frames don't work. Majority does. Let's go to OBS. Look, I'll cut you the shit. I don't want to. I've done it. I don't want to make that other segment. This video is getting way too long. It's gonna be 60 minutes. 16. What the? Now, out of 30 frames, we dropped 15 out of 30. So that's half of the frames dropped in 1 second. You be the judge. That's worse. Now it's gonna be different for each PC. If your PC is different, your PC is better, your PC is worse. It's gonna vary very much. Now another friend of mine, he used action and his frames were dropping, and his OBS wasn't. So it's gonna vary differently. You can try it and test each of these editor things. What the screen recording things. But for the love of God, do not use Bandicam. Now, I really recommend this, and this is pretty good. Now, there's gonna be a Call of Duty video somewhere on the left or right. Click on that. That's the gameplay I was using in this video, and I promise I'm not such a big noob. I just used the worst clips that I didn't use in the video. Tell me if I'm wrong. I might just change everything.